Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's 48th World, where we do recaps and reviews on soap operas, reality shows, and shopping hauls. Okay? And etc., etc., etc. Today, we're going to be talking about The Young and the Restless for Friday, May 6, 2016. Okay, guys. Max ass is in trouble. That's all I can say. I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Get that little boy some help. If it can be possible. I don't know. Because Max been look like he been killing folks for a long time now. If Stitches or Benjis or Dillies, I'm giving them their little longer name, y'all. I'm kind of in a playful mood. But if they do some background check, I'm pretty sure they will find a lot of nasty things Max have been getting himself into before he came over to Genoa City. You get my drill? Anyway, child. The recapping of the reviews, we always go back to previous episodes or the past episode that aired yesterday, which it didn't have anything really to do with this particular subject, but the main common denominator person is Max. Max has wreaked havoc everywhere he goes. And I'm just waiting for them to dig up some dirt on what really happened to his mother, because I'm thinking she died in a fire as well. So I tell you, he a little arsonist, demon seed child, and then the child on escaped. He don't even want to be punished. He's on the run. Now he's considered a felony. A felon at all the age of what? 10 or 12? Maybe not even that. He's in that age group, I'm sure, though. But anyway, we leave there. We give us a brief summary of these episodes. Excuse me. It goes into Kane's world. And Kane's world is rocked. Then it goes to Stitch, as we know, being risk it all to defend Max. Then we go to Ashley, stands her ground with Hilary. And I'm telling you, she another little demon seed running around now. I don't know who fell in love with her, why they fell in love with her, and what were they going through that could have even sparked their interest. Because yes, she's thin. Yes, she's pretty. Yes, she's intelligent. But her antics that she has been going on and doing throughout this show with her character, all of that just makes her look a total zero. Okay? Because you can have all of that going for you, but you can have one of the nastiest fucked up attitudes that would just cancel you out with all the other three attributes I named on her. And I'm telling you, I'm not liking her. I'm like, do they have a death scene coming up for her or something? Because Devon deserves better. Neil deserves better. Because that woman ain't doing nothing. She is not doing a thing but bullying her way through and threatening folks with all this idle threats she's putting through. Because I'm pretty sure if they dug in her past, they would find a lot of skeletons. A lot of skeletons. So I'm wishing Devon or Neil do their due diligence. Or hell, Ashley. Get that woman out of Genoa City, because I'm tired of looking at her. Okay, but we go on into this thing. We go to first scene, Phyllis and Jack. Phyllis is trying to tell Jack that they are a powerhouse couple. They are a team to be reckoned with. And, she's just pretty much pumping both of their heads so they can be on cloud nine. And where she comes off her cloud nine and go to cloud zero is when Jack asks her how is the thing going with Billy reconciling with Victoria. Now, of course, she ain't gonna drop no bone out of her closet and say, well, things are just not going well, because I think I'm falling in love with your brother. Because, she done kissed on him twice. Done got really physical. Not to the extreme where they go to bed with each other. But the deal is, that's just a bad situation to be in. And the only thing you talking about, hollering about, you trying to get Victoria and Billy back, when that's the furthest thing from your mind at this point. So we move on from there. She pretty much tells Jack on that issue prior to leaving it that it's a no-go. they are too far strained and gone from each other to even bring back a olive branch for both of them to partake of, because it's a dead issue. They don't care about the kids. Well, they care about the kids. They just don't care about putting the family dynamics back. And in a sense, they should, because if they don't love each other, ain't no sense of them being together. Ain't no sense of faking the phone. You know what I'm saying? You'll always have that love for that particular person. But if y'all are going to be oil and vinegar or oil and water, it's no sense. I mean, nitrate, glycerin, that's a bomb. No, you don't need to be together. Okay, moving on from there, we go to Dylan, Lily, and Abby. Abby is just furious. She don't understand why she's the only one that can connect the dots to all the trauma, all the bad things that have been happening between her and Stitch slash man, and the baby loss is contributing to Max being there and around them. Max is a detriment to his own self. Okay, we need to put an end to it, and you need to come on and get on my bandwagon with getting Max some help. And of course, Lily and Dylan are saying, we know you just lost your baby and this, that, and the other, but you cannot keep blaming this little boy. You have no real proof that he's doing anything. You're just only spreading around accusations. And Abby says she had her gut feeling. She know what time it is. But anyway, we leave from there. We go to Dylan and Ben. Dylan is at being sweet and asking for Max. He needs Max's DNA. So he need to do some fingerprints on him. And just to confirm whether he was there or he wasn't there. But he's basically trying to say, man, come on outside, let me talk to you. So your son can't hear what we're saying. But anyway, he get him in the hall and said, well, if you go on and do this, the quicker it could be, we could have Max canceled out as a suspect. I'm trying to do this, as decent as I can, low-key as I can for you and Abby. She needs some closure, man. She needs some closure, because she's suffering, she's hurting. And right now, yes, she's targeting your son. I know that's a hard pill to swallow. But we really need to have things work out. So let me do my job. Then we can go on and cancel your son as a suspect. Then Abby just has to go into recluse to where she can just be away from everybody, get her shit together, and then come back and maybe y'all can reconcile y'all marriage if that's even possible. So Ben buys on into the plan. He lets Dylan do what he has to do. So we move on from there. We go to Hilary and Ashley. Okay. Ashley is tearing into Hilary because, for one, she's probably a couple of hours late for their meeting. It's like Hilary has when it comes to Ashley and her lab and all this, that, and that, she's still very spiteful. She don't even like to be in Ashley's office, which was her office, she claims. But I'm like, honey, go somewhere and hide yourself. I'm sick of you. You know what I'm saying? You can work from home. Go to her office or something to that effect. But anyway, she'd be nice, nasty to to Ashley. And she goes on to tell Ashley why she was late. It's because she was on this telephone with a 60 Minutes representative. Yes, it's the 60-minute talk show that gives global and local news, and they do their investigative reporting on hot topics, whether it's dealing with a celebrity or something in the environment or our whole structure in a society when it comes to volcanoes and stuff of that type of nature, interrupting our livelihoods as well as our life. How tornadoes come through or earthquakes, erupt, or anything of catastrophic type of emphasis that can hurt human beings. They always do those stories. Then they do philanthropy type stories, humanitarian type stories, just the whole gamut. Everybody know about 60 Minutes. It's a reputable social media platform, and it gives us great detail. They're news outlets. So she was saying, oh, they want to know about our foundation. They want to know about our little what do you call it, treatment thing we got going on that's in research. And she was like, no, I don't trust you doing anything with our research study because you already done buried me and Neville under the bus. No, I don't give you the green light to do anything when you're talking on this research project we have going on. That if it wasn't because of you rushing it through, the channels to get it released, and we're going practicing on live human beings, and the man almost died, and this, that, and another. She said, no, we're not gonna, no, I say a flat no to that. But then she goes on to say, you know, whatever, I don't need your approval or anything. I can do this all by myself. But Ashley kind of just tore down, so okay, you might be behind Devon and the money that Miss Chancellor left him. So yes, you have some financial pull behind you. However, the Abbots are very well solidified within the community and are well known in several other states. And we do have power, elite people behind us that believe in us, that we founded partnerships from day one. Okay, so you go and see how far you can get with just your money. But we know people who know people who have deeper pockets, okay, than what Miss Chancellor left you. So you go ahead, you do you, okay, and we'll see who comes out to be the victorious one, okay, boo. So she, pipes down a little bit, but she still try to throw digs. But we leave there. We go to Jack and Phyllis. Phyllis is explaining to Jack she doesn't get the kiss off. She just wanted to be focused on him and Jack, Jack and Summer. He didn't really kiss me off, like, telling me he don't want to be bothered with me telling him about Victoria and this, that, and that. I just felt that it's a lost cause. If they want to get themselves together, then they're going to have to do it on their own dime, because I'm through with it. So I can only need to work on myself, and that's it. So we go to commercial, we come back. Okay. And we go to Max, Dylan, and Ben. Dylan is saying this will be more likely. He's still trying to talk to Ben, but he's also going to get his DNA results from Max. So he's pretty much telling him this is the procedure we have to go through. I need to take some what do you call it? Some saliva from your cheeks, and you need to get your fingerprint, because we need this to just check out your story and make sure everything is copacetic. But Max is looking all crazy, and he can't weasel his way out of this, or definitely it'll be red flags. So it is what it is. He gonna do the test, and we go to commercial. We come back. We're on Kane, Neil, Abby, and Lively. And Abby's asking, wait a minute. No, they're both all going over the whole incident about Max being the particular person who probably convinced their son, which is Charlie, to do something and, set the fire. And they feel Charlie knows a lot more than what he's disclosing to them. And then, Neil was like, okay, well, most of the time, children are very sensitive in nature, that their parents are not going to bag them. They're going to get in a whole lot of trouble by saying they did something that they know they weren't supposed to be doing. But yes, Abby, no, you don't need to be the one answering him no question. It should be his parents. And then Abby understands she kind of overstepped her boundary by even saying that she wanted to take a shot at Charlie and this, that, and the other. But like I said, Neil made a very good point. Let the parents go to prodding and seeing what they can get out of probing to see what their son would tell them. It'll come a little bit more better from parents than a kind of stranger coming in trying to say, ask them questions they may be, what do you call it, insecure about, trying to acknowledge them as being a safe person to express their feelings towards, especially if they might get in trouble in some form or fashion. So it's better to get it from a person they're comfortable with, and they can know that they have their best interests at heart. Okay, so we move on from there. We go to Hilary and Ashley. They still tearing it up with each other. And she was saying Hillary's saying to Ashley, she know how to advertise herself and the company. She don't need no help from her. But like I said, Ashley's still giving her the no. We ain't finna do none of that advertising, talking about the research program that has definitely had its setbacks, and we know how she is when it comes to telling how it is on the TV screen. She ain't gonna make herself look bad, but she gonna make the people who actually have a stake in it look bad. So she like, no ma'am, no ma'am. So we go on to Fiona and Billy. They're eating at the athletic club. Of course, Jack knows who she is. She's very influential in the cosmetic industry and getting shelf space in all the major stores out there to get a product that's in development or it's ready to go out. Has got its branding done and everything, and it's ready to put out for the consumer to partake of it. So she has a lot of push and power when it comes to placing certain cosmetic departments in key stores. So of course Billy looks for her and her expertise for brash and sassy. Victoria's little baby that he acquired from the Newman Enterprises, and he wants to let it catapult into the stratosphere, bringing him profit. Okay, profit, profit, profit. And so he's using Fiona, who's a class act, but she looked like a slut to me, y'all. It looked like she slept her way to the top, and then she just learned that she went along. But anyway, he has her on his hand, and they're sitting down for a discreet lunch or dinner, and they're just talking over business opportunities. And it seems like she wants business as well as pleasure. But like I said, we move on from her, and we go to commercial. We come back, and we're on Kane, Lily, and Charlie. So they're sitting there talking to their son, trying to figure out what is going on. And they're telling him there's no condemnation here. Whatever you tell us, we're still gonna love you. You might get punished for your part you played in it, but it's all in good. We still love you, son. So he pretty much say he stole the pass key. He gave it to Max, but he did not have anything to do with the fire. So we leave that situation. We go to Abby and Dylan. Dylan is going over with Abby what's already had transpired, what he has already put in place, meaning he got the DNA and the fingerprints from Max. They're running it, and he just need to wait and try to figure out what's going on, but he'll let them know. We leave that situation. We go to Fiona and Billy, and they're both talking about loving profits and loving the business industry when it comes to promoting and advertising. And, Billy was telling her, I like beauty and profits, and that's why I got you. So she was like, oh, okay, whatever. She said, but, I don't know about working with Newman stuff because Victoria's kind of rigid, and the whole company is kind of stuffy. They don't really get what it is, like the J.A.T.F.B.S family. He said, well, there are two different dynamics. They're a conglomerate that deal in everything, and with the J.A.T.F.B.S family, they just deal with strictly cosmetics. So she's like, whatever, I'll try, but I'm not really sure. I don't know if I'm really liking all of this. But anyway, we go to Phyllis and Jack. They're still on the same thing, but Phyllis is more so disturbed because she sees Billy with another beautiful woman and influential in, the cosmetic industry. And she's a mover and shaker. People notice her. They recognize who she is. And she's just kind of upset and disturbed that, Billy's sharing his intimate times with some other woman instead of her. But I'm like, wait a minute, Phyllis. Your ass is married to Jack. What the hell are you thinking? What are you doing? Pull up, Phyllis, before you crash and burn again. Pull up, okay? We go to commercial. We come back. We're on this Billy, Fiona, Jack, and Phyllis. They're actually leaving, but then they stop by Jackson Phyllis's table and ask how they doing and stuff. And then Phyllis goes on and try to insert herself by telling them to come on and have a little drink or two with them. And that's not something they want to do, but they end up going on doing it. But the men split up. Jack and Billy are having their little convo, and then you have Phyllis trying to be nosy and have a little conversation with Fiona. But we move on from that situation. We go to Kane, Charlie, and Lily. Okay, I pretty much went farther than that. So I kind of told you already that Charlie admits to going on, giving the pass key and this, that, and the other. He said he didn't start the fire. So we move back to Max and Ben. Ben is telling Max about getting into trouble, because Max, had to do all that little stuff with dealing with the fingerprinting and the swabbing of his cheeks to get the DNA. And he just runs out of the room into the his adjacent bedroom, and then Ben gets upset, and he's pretty much like telling him, hey, I've gotten in trouble before. I've done, some bad things, but that's not saying I don't love you anymore and this, that, and the other. But, it is what it is. Because Max is a crazy, disturbed, demon-possessed child, okay? But we move on from there. We go on to Dylan and Abby. Dylan is trying to console Abby she's at her mother's lab area, which she works there too. Still trying to figure out what she do. So anybody know, let me know. They're talking over everything, and he understands that she lost a baby. Ben lost that baby too. He was there with her. Now, it's the possibility, his child might be going away too. With the system, defects gonna show up and all that stuff. So we don't know. So she was just trying to tell Abby to slow roll. Slower because it may not be that, and then you're damaging your reputation with your husband. Y'all might not have a marriage for us over with. So we leave that situation. We go to Hilary, Ashley, and Abby. They're dissolving their meeting. That's already late because it didn't seem like, but they were just getting on each other's nerves. I ain't really have no business being talked about. But she comes out and she tries to tear into Abby or try to find out what Abby's talking about with Dylan. And, Dylan already had sneaked out of there because he didn't want to be bothered with women's chit chat. And then she went on to say, well, I know you're weak, Abby, but your mother was just giving me a history lesson on the Abbotts are powerful and they're, very I don't know what she was trying to say. They can fight when they want to, but she was just putting Ashley and her daughter down nice nasty, and she went on about her business because she ain't about that. She ain't about them hands. But anyway, we go to commercial. We come back. We're on Dylan and Lily. Lily has just told Dylan via in person. She met up with him and told him that, hey, my son just submitted to me that he stole the pass key. He gave it to Max, and that's all he know. And then they go amongst themselves to talk about it. It ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. It looking like, they got a little fire started around there, a little arsonist. And somebody going to have to do somebody, little boy. But anyway, we leave from there. We go to Ben and Max. Max is trying to talk through, trying to make some sense to his son. Trying to talk him down. He gives him a hug. He finally comes out the bedroom. He said, no matter what comes up or whatever, I'm still going to always be your father. I'm always going to love you. So calm down, son. Calm down. And we go to Hilary and Neil. Hilary is trying to talk to Neil. He's at the bar trying to be to himself. He's in his thoughts. She goes in there trying to, boss him around, this, that, and that. Neil goes on to say, I heard what you did to Ashley. And I heard how you threw both Dr. Neville and her under the bus. And no, you're not going to do this to, I don't care about no 60 minutes. I don't care about none of that stuff. So he starts to shut her down. Then she goes to, talking about blackmailing him and all this kind of stuff. And, he just has some choice words for her. Calling her backstabbing, ugly, this, that, and the other. She's like, pipe down, Neil. We don't need all of that. We don't need none of that. So she walks away from him. Then we go to Billy and Jack. Jack is getting on Billy about the market shares. Jack is trying to say, you did this the wrong way. Why are you sabotaging yourself? Why are you sabotaging your marriage? Why are you letting Victor use you like this? He ain't using me, honey. He ain't using me. I'm still making profit. But anyway, we go from there to Fiona and Phyllis. They have their little, Phyllis is basically trying to get 411 on her and Billy's dealings. Personal is what she's trying to see. But, Fiona just saying, hey, I'm going to play both of them if you really want to know the truth, because I'm trying to get the better deal. Shouldn't we as women do a little manipulation to get what we need? They always do it to other people, and they do it to us. So we always get the short end of the stick. So, yes, I'm going to make them buy me for my time. But anyway, we go to commercial. We come back. We got Phyllis and Jack. Jack is telling pretty much getting angry with Phyllis because he didn't make any headway or any sense with his brother. And he was saying, well, you got him so obsessed with trying to be his own boss, get a company and take over, and he just chose to take over, Victoria's company. She's like, oh, hey, wait a minute now. Slow your roll. Don't be blaming shit on me. First of all, you took Victoria's advice and fired your own brother from the company. So how did that make? He's going for you. He's going for you, Jack, not me. So don't put the blame on me. So we leave there. We go back to Billy and Fiona. Billy has brought Fiona to his pad, honey. They making drinks and talking over pleasure and business, and somehow the two intertwine, and they share a kiss as well as a handshake, solidifying their agreement to work with one another. Okay, that's some crazy ass shit. But anyway, I really think Fiona is a complete slut. But we move on from there. We go to Hilary and Neil. Still same scenario. she came back for him again, calling him a recovering alcoholic and, you know, this, that, and the other. And that, hey, yes, I'm going to still talk about you. He said, oh, you just going to use this information you have on me about your kidnapping to the day I die, pretty much, right? She said, yep, pretty much. So she walks off, but not before Kane hears her tell Neil that he kidnapped her from way back when. We leave from that situation. We go to Ashley and Abbott. They're still discussing Max and his behavior and how all of this revenge and the baby dying is taking its toll on their marriage. And she's trying to tell Abby, you need to pull up, sister, before you don't have anything left. Then we go on to Ben and Max. They both are playing video games. They eating french fries. They're talking over the good times. They're trying to bond again. You know, this, that, and the other. Then Dylan comes knocking at the door. He's, you know, of course, Matt saying, don't answer that door, Daddy. That's bad news right there. That's bad news. He said, oh, son, don't told you to hush now. I got you. So he go and pretty much open the door. And Dylan sees how close he is to hearing them. So he just told him, can you step outside so I can talk to you and whatever. He said, whatever you got to say, you're going to say. He said, no, shut the door. Come on out here in the hall now. Tell me. Because you don't even like what I need to say to you now. So he go on and comply, go on outside and talk with him. And he go on and tell him, hey, it look bad for the little demon child. We need to give him some help. We really do. Because on one terms, Lily talked to her son. He confessed that he did steal the pass key. He gave the pass key to get into that server room that had the fire incident that happened in it. That was deliberately set, which is called arson. Yes, we have your son's name all written over it. We even put up fingerprints that came up. He was the little arsonist in there. So that don't look good. And, you know, it just is what it is. So when they go back to try to question they'll get his side of it because that's best. You know, you always got to get the one you think done committed something. Even though if you have good evidence on them, you still want to get their little say. So he goes in there, hon, and Max don't got out that window, hon. He's like, okay, I can't go out the front door. I ain't got no back door to go to. So I guess I'm going to go out the window. So he shimmy down the window somehow. They ain't show us that part. But that boy is gone, okay? He's in the wind. So they're going to do an APB. They're not go looking for the boy. They're going to do something because he's dangerous to society and himself. So we move from there. We go to Ashley and Abby. And Ashley's still trying to console Abby about, hey, now, slow your roll. Now you done lost the baby. You want to really lose your husband too? And Abby like, hell, if he going to be with that killer little son, yes, because he might try to kill me next. And then I won't be here. I'll be in heaven with my baby, okay? Yes, let the cookies fall where they may. Let the cookies fall where they may. Somebody got to go, and it ain't going to be me. So strap up, Max, because you finna go to the you finna go with a straight jacket to the mental institution. But anyway, we leave there. We go to Dylan and Ben. Dylan's giving him, I speed it up for y'all. But basically that scene, he was giving him the whole 411 that it got Max fingerprints over everything. So yes, he's a little fire starter. Then we go back to Neil, Hilary, and Jack. Jack is pretty much coming out of nowhere. Somehow he appears at the athletic club. And he goes and, see Hilary and Hillary and Neil talking. He goes over to see what they were talking about. Of course, they're not going to tell him the truth. But she goes on and mention about the 60-minute interview that they want to interview her. And they want to interview, Ashley and them, or pretty much about the program. But she can tell them all about it. We don't even have to put Ashley in it. And Jack see everything as a win-win situation. But he does get confirmation from Neil to see if they want to push the idea with her even talking about their foundation. And of course, he gets Neil's approval first. And of course, Neil half-heartedly want to give it because he know what this woman is doing. She's being ugly, she's being conniving, she's being cold-hearted, she's being sneaky. She's blackmailing, just a whole lot of things. But he can't tell because then his butt will be in the hot seat. So he pretty much say, yeah, back, honey, back. What can I do? What can I do? You can tell the truth, Neil, and get that shit off your back. And then you take the consequences for what you've done. Okay? Even if you have to do community service, hell. Don't have anybody have that kind of power over you. Anyway. Then we go over to where Kane had overheard the little Hillary blackmail thing, and saying that he had blackmail, but he not blackmail, but he had kidnapped her way back when they was having that missing situation where she was coming. She had came up missing or whatnot, and had amnesia and all this kind of stuff. So Kane said he need to have a talk with him, and they need to tell somebody else. I don't know if that somebody else is Devon or is it's pretty much probably Devon because it affected him the most. But he's saying one other person need to know, and then whatever you want to do. But I wouldn't have nobody holding that kind of pressure and information over my head because I lived that way all my life, and you see what it got me. So that was the little gist of him and Nia having that little talk. Maybe we'll catch up on it on Monday. But anyway, we got Phyllis and Jack taking us out. Phyllis says, she goes over to, actually, I think it was Phyllis and Billy. She goes over to his house, try to figure out what's going on between him and Fiona. Little does she know Fiona is in the back still. Maybe she's in the bathroom or who knows what she's doing back there. But anyway, she goes on and slap Billy because Billy got smart with her because he was trying to basically say, you want me to. You want me. And, the apple don't fall too far from the tree, honey. So she gave him a slap because she done fell for his antics twice and got herself in a messed up predicament. But I'm thinking Fiona didn't hear that part or she would have asked Billy, why are you messing with your brother's wife? But anyway, it is what it is. It wasn't as, I'm glad they definitely dealing with that demon seed child. Because that definitely need to come to a close. Because I'm tired of looking at him too. But it's kind of a boring scene. But I had to try to put a spin on it to make it somewhat entertaining for you all. But hopefully it'll be better Monday. With a little bit more excitement. Maybe they'll catch little Max's behind and throw him in the hot seat. Do something with him. Because I'm just tired of him. He's just too destructive. But anyway, y'all, that's what I have for The Young and the Restless that aired Friday, May 6, 2016. For you. I hope you all have a blessed and wonderful weekend. Stay encouraged, stay positive, and live your life, guys. And I'll see you on Monday, God willing. Take care. Bye-bye.